Hey, hi, hello, it's me, Mini again. And here's another sketchbook tour. I call this a sketchbook, but it was not. It was almost filled with a lot of finished pieces. So, yeah, let's just begin. Okay, so I started it in 2018 and finished it in 2019, which is about a year. And you'll see that sketchbook 1, 2, and 3 are built up simultaneously, so they're similar in style. So, first we have few sketches that I taped in later on. So, I was trying to have a habit of drawing daily. The only thing I'll say is I could have used this practice as something to learn for shape language or anything like that, but I was just drawing a single thing for a day. It's just not completely bad, but I wish I used it to learn something. But I guess I was having fun, which is also very important. Okay, a lot of celebrity stuff. And then we have Daydream by J-Hope. I think it just released back then, and I was using lettering to a better brush control because prior to this, brush control was not that great. I was using song fan art as something to improve my brush skills. I really tried my best to draw J Hope well, and I used my hands as a reference. So if his hands look very feminine, that's the reason why. Okay, yeah, I was watching Golden Time anime back then. Thing where I document whatever I read or watched by doing an art piece on it or just doodling about it. So that's why I drew this because I was really interested in the dance form. Okay, so this is about Autumn Leaves by BTS, which again was my favorite back then. So I like the contrast between a graphic leaf and the rest of them being realistic, and I also kind of like the lettering. Then we have this galaxy piece with a quote on it. I honestly don't know where this quote is from. I don't know which fandom it belongs to, but I just found it and thought it looked cool, so I did that. Then we have a realistic orange trees thing. I guess I was trying to flex my skills. On who? I don't know that. I think I was flexing it to myself. Then we have a Jungi pencil sketch. Okay, so I was drawing all the BTS members' portraits with pencil, and by then I had drawn Namjoon and Jin. And Jungi was so hard. This was like my third try, and I was like, either this happens or I don't do it. So I was happy with the result after third try. So it was fine. I completed the whole series in the end, and this is supposed to be, I think, studies. But back then I didn't know what the meaning of this studies meant, so I was really trying my best to create this blobby, colorful stuff instead of using it as a study material. And this is a piece about being an ambivert. So I was trying to have a duality between being an extrovert with having a lot of doodles and being an introvert with being silent, having a blank space to fill in. And I also use some lettering here. And then we have Wake Up by BTS. And the girl kind of looks like me. Not completely, but still. And then we have a song about reflection. And then we have Fake Love by BTS. And I used the statues they used in the backdrop in the music video because it looked very cool to do this blood kind of background for it with the drips and everything. I really enjoyed this process. And then we have Meet the Artist, but I put way more effort into it. I don't know, man. Like, I just try to flex on every single artwork I did. Every single piece had to be better than the previous one, and I was trying to add more and more details in everything, every single piece, and kind of got exhausting. You'll see later why it happened, but I really like this one. It has everything that I like, and it turned out really good. I think I took 3 days to complete this. I was so patient back then. And I think this is my favorite out of all of them. Maybe, I'm not sure. We still have a lot of sketchbook to go through. And this one, I think this is the lowest effort page in this whole sketchbook because I was just doing draw this in your style challenges. I was trying to explore more art styles and try cutesy ones. So here's like the beginning of my cutesy phase. This piece is called Eargasm. So basically, I was thinking of using a non-binary person who is listening to music and having this set of emotions going through them in the form of doodles. I had this weird thing about not using paint straight from the tube and mixing every color, trying to dull every color, which is okay if you're trying to do realism, but not really when you're trying to do doodles. I think doodles work best with bright colors, or at least that's how I like it. But overall, I think this piece was really good. And we have this piece which is called bradycardia, and we have red side and blue side representing oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So I'm a big fan of duality, and I always try to include that in my art. And in this phase, I was using realism and doodles as polar opposite elements, and that was a thing for a really long time in my art. And here we have Japanese version of Blood, Sweat and Tears by BTS. It's really shiny, which I really like. Back then I was really disappointed in this piece, but looking at it now, I think it was fine. It's not that bad. I don't know why I didn't like it back then. And we have a small guy here on the back side of the piece. And this sketchbook, okay, so from sketchbook 1 to 3, I only drew on one side of the page and didn't actually use them as sketchbooks per se. Every page was like a finished piece to me, so that's how it was. uh, and here we have Namjoon from Idol era. I really like the color combinations and colors in that era, so you will see a lot of you'll see a lot of pieces from that. I like how squishy this piece is. I like how accurate it came out to be, and I like the colors, the color variation in this piece. I was really proud of it back then. And then we have Taeyang piece. So the previous one was like one still, so this piece I wanted to outdo myself by using three portraits and using all the patterns from the music video. It kind of works with the video because it's full of things, it's very chaotic with all the elements and stuff, so this kind of works for that theme. And then we have Jimin from the same music video. How did I outdo myself in this one? I think I was trying to make the portraits more realistic in this one instead of concentrating on the background, which is fine again. Okay. This one, this one I think was the best out of all the portraits from that era. It almost reminds me of old school Bollywood posters in a way. Then we have some sketches being stuck on the other side. The thing is, I came back to the sketchbook later on and added these sketches to fill up the sketchbook even more, because half of the sketchbook was not filled. Yeah, this one was supposed to be my redraw from a childhood drawing, and back then I was really into abstract work, so I tried doing it through that. I think it's a little bit cluttered. I think it has a few more strokes than needed in this piece, but I think I like it. It's kind of fun. Okay, everyone, stop and take a look at this. This is perfection. Okay, it might not be, but I love it so much. This is supposed to be Save Me by BTS. It was supposed to have lyrics and everything, but I just went with the flow and it turned out completely different from what I thought it was supposed to be. But this is like my favorite, so I have nothing to complain. And I think it also works as a whole piece without being too distracting. It is completely balanced, unlike the next piece, which is supposed to be Tear by BTS. And here I was trying to include as many details as possible in this piece. And here's the thing, right? I was trying to outdo myself with details each time. And don't get me wrong, I like parts of it separately, but as a piece, I don't think it is balanced. And I think that's an important lesson to learn, because you need to have a flow line that guides the viewer into a specific order, and it's not just details and how many details you can fit in a art piece. Also, the old woman kind of looks like my great grandma, which is kind of nice. And then we have Avik Bachchan. Initially, the idea was supposed to be very graphic, but back then I was doing realism, so I tried doing that way, and I used a gradient sky with my usual handwriting. So here's when I stopped using hand lettering, because I thought I was fine with my brushwork, so I gave up on hand lettering. Also, it didn't fit my style. Also, I like my own handwriting way better with my art, so I just changed it. And then we have Jin. I think I was doing Epiphany, but I don't think it translates well. I think he just looks like he's floating in clouds. Also, I was really proud of the rendering I did here. Then we have few sketches, pen sketches, and this song from the album Dark and Wild. I think it didn't turn out the way I liked it, so I kept on working it until I overworked it. But it's fine for a sketchbook. And then we have more sketches. And I was reading the book Landline. To be honest, I didn't really like it, but oh well. Anyways, I was going for a collage style. Here I was doing an abstract piece based on my textbook, and this was a thumbnail. I made a larger piece based on this, and someone gave me a prompt on a lipstick, and I tried doing this girl with space buns. I think people with short curly hair are so cute, so I tried doing this girl with space buns, and I think she looks cute. I used some glitter washi tape. So after the tear piece, I think I just went into an art block, and this was me trying to overcome that. I was trying to do Lost by BTS with this map background, but clearly I was in an art block and I left it at that. I came in later on with this sketches to be stuck on, and it kind of works in a way, at least for me. Some doggos, and here I was trying to do Akali, but with the visuals of Soyeon from Idol, but I don't think it worked out well, so we are going to move on. I was listening to the book named Memoirs of a Geisha. I think her face is too pink, but I was dealing with an art block, okay? And the next page. Okay, so we have still lives, which is kind of interesting because back then I really wasn't interested in still life. So I have this yearly project thing in which I take a subject, and this year I had to draw my daily gratitude as doodles throughout the year, and I'm really proud of this one. And then we have some more sketches that I stuck on later on. So here's to another sketchbook. Okay, bye.